Okay, good morning. Still not back to full capacity on this channel. I'm still not knocking out videos like I used to be, or fairly regularly. Again, the same reason as before. I work in a sort of palliative care facility in East London. We have a COVID ward. We're very busy, like very, very busy. And obviously there's a lot going on. Plus also the UK, for those that live outside the UK is still kind of in, but also kind of not, but then also kind of in lockdown. So none of us really know what's going on. And that includes the people who are initiating these lockdowns. So with the release of the Xbox One Series X, no, the Xbox Series X, great naming, guys, and also the PlayStation 5, everyone's got their new consoles, and Twitter is full of new consoles and people getting super excited and whatnot. I don't. Well, no, that's it. I don't have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, but I do kind of have a new console. So in my last video, I said that my daily driver Amiga Raspberry Pi had died. Like, I was doing Amos. I was like really getting into Amos, the creator for the Amiga, and for some reason it died and took the SD card with it. I still don't know how that happened. Amiiberry does have a habit of crashing rather dramatically, and for whatever reason it just took the SD card with it. So I decided to rebuild it, but rebuild it better. So originally I had a 32GB SD card in there, and I've since upgraded to now a 64GB SD card, so that I can focus on, building an Amiga CD32. Now, I never grew up with the CD32. I grew up with the Amiga, clearly, but I never grew up with the CD32, nor did I ever want a CD32, because I looked at the PlayStation, the PS1, and went, that. So, and the CD32 held no interest, plus the controller was super weird. So anyway, I've decided, you know what? Let's build one. Let's just have a look, see what happens. Like, not the physical machine. I'm just going to keep it into the to the Raspberry Pi, just the way it was. I built it into the Wild Pi, which is here. It's beat up. It's seen better days, but essentially what you've got is, I mean, this guitar neck is just a USB wireless keyboard and mouse. So when you take that off, you're basically just left with this, and this is what I call the Wild Pi. It's essentially a dual rig Raspberry Pi. So these switches down the bottom here, one just connects to that fan on top. That circle is actually a fan, and this bottom one here. So you've got two 64GB SD cards with a switching system inside. So this toggles between the two SD cards. So on one side you have all of the standard consoles. So the Mega Drive, SNES. What else we got? Atari Lynx, Nintendo DS, PlayStation, stuff like that. And on the other side, it's only Amiga, like completely Amiga. So I've got, I can't even remember. I think it's like 27,000 ADF files. So Amiga floppy disks, and I'm really happy with that. And also I've got every CD32 ISO, or some of them are ISO, some of them are bin. Binary and Q files, so they're on there as well. And I've been, what's the best way to say it? I've been experiencing the CD32. I think experiencing is the best way of putting this. So for those uninitiated, the CD32 was basically just a consoleized Amiga. It was an Amiga 1200 without a keyboard and mouse, and instead had a joypad. So because, and I mean just a 1200, like the motherboard was practically the same, components wise. So anything that would run on the 1200 would run on the CD32. And because of that, and with the sort of the closeness of the PlayStation and maybe another, like maybe the Saturn, developers weren't really looking at the CD32 in the way they kind of should have been. Plus, the writing was on the wall for Commodore at the time anyway, as in terms of not being a company for much longer. So what you ended up with was a load of CDs with basically just Amiga 1200 disk images on them, A couple of them had different soundtracks, and one of them, the only one that I've managed to find, is the Tower Assault, Alien Breed Tower Assault. CD32 had a video intro shot for it. Most of the time it was either compilations or just straight up the disc image on there. And I'm not going to say I was disappointed, but at the same time I was like, well, what's the point? I mean, it's nice the fact that you don't have to swap discs with some of the larger, multi-disc games. You don't have to do that because it's all on CD. But at the same time, what's the point? And then I discovered the CD32 homebrew scene, and that is what's kept me going. So the reason I made this video is that I have found two pieces, well, they're not even homebrew, they're two pieces of unofficial CD32 software. Now, again, in my last video I said that I have just bought Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the Turrican Anthology that is coming to PlayStation 4 and I think Switch, maybe Xbox as well. But I bought the PlayStation 4 version purely because it's the first time Turrican 2 has officially been released on any console ever. Like, not including Universal Soldier, and you shouldn't include Universal Soldier. So I've bought those and I'm quite happy with those. And I'm looking forward to them. Hopefully they're good. Like, fingers crossed, hopefully they're good. But I have found another Turrican Anthology. And it was released for the CD32 by just some guy. And the more I looked into it, the more I was like, this is really cool. It's really cool. So I'm going to have a look at that. And that will be in this video. So in this video, I'm going to look at the Turrican Anthology for the CD32. It's got some really, really cool stuff on it. In my next video, I'm going to look at another anthology by the same person, and that one gets really weird. Alright, cool, let's check it out.
Okay, and here we are. Amiibo is up and running, and we are good to go. Well, I say good to go. Amiibo's favourite thing to do is crash, so hopefully we don't have any lockups, but we'll see. Let's have a look. So I'm set up right now. If I go to the quick start menu over here, we have a CD32 model with a full motion cartridge inserted. I don't know if that makes any difference in this title, but you never know. And then we have got Turrican Anthology loaded up and ready to go. So let's have a look. Okay, so the first thing you notice when you boot up is this. Now again, I had to look this up because when I first, fired this up, I was not sure what I was looking at. These are a sort of like a test render for some kind of 3D modeling software. These are available on YouTube in fairly high definition, I mean, for the time, and also they're obviously wider and more fluid frame rate. What they've done is they've taken that YouTube video and compressed it so it will work on the Amiga CD32, which again, I'm not quite sure why he's done this, but I like the fact that it exists. I mean, this is, for what it is, this is really cool. And if you go on YouTube, there's loads of these, and they are awesome. The ones with the metallic walkers and the environments are incredible. But what a nice way to start this CD compilation with a bit of, CG that's, again, freely available on the internet, but, this is really cool. Okay, so then you have this essentially splash screen with music, and there's a lot on here. Now the reason it's flickering is to do with the refresh rate. So I think I'm running this in, or emulating a 50 Hz machine, which is why it's kind of flickering a little bit. But if you look, you have the control pad up the top. That's the sort of weird wonky control pad that this console was unfortunately burdened with. So the buttons on the right are mapped to the games. So you have a red, which is at what would essentially be the bottom left, starts Turrican 1, blue Turrican 2, green starts Turrican 3. Now, in the very bottom right hand corner you've got bonus game and demos. So the yellow will start the original demo for Turrican 1. Reverse, which is what would be L1, that would start the original demo for Turrican 2. And fast forward, which would be R1, is the original demo for Turrican 3. By pressing start, you open up a jukebox where it's got all of the music basically ready to go in. And I'm not quite sure what format this is in. Let me open up the jukebox first before we get into the games. I mean, this is literally a labour of love. So, it starts playing the Turrican 1 intro music, and you can literally stop, go down. I mean, look, you've got everything on here. Like, everything. So, let's go World Forward for Turrican 2. I think I can just... Can I double click? No, I have to click go. I mean, this is awesome. You've got a volume slider here. I mean, this is fantastic. And it is literally just a jukebox. How cool is that? Again, I haven't really had a chance to muck around with it yet, but I don't know if you can break the music apart and maybe just play the bass line or whatnot. I have no idea. I really just have not had a chance to play around with this. But even if it is just a jukebox, that's awesome. The fact that there's just this random jukebox in there where you can just play all of the amazing soundtrack for Turrican and Turrican 2 and Turrican 3. This is fantastic. Alright, let me reset this and then we'll get back into that main menu again. Okay, so here we are back in the main menu. And again, before I get into Turrican, Turrican 2 and Turrican 3, I want to quickly have a look at the bottom right hand side where it says bonus game and demos. Now, the Turrican 1 demo, I mean, that appeared, I believe, I don't know if it appeared on magazines, but I know it definitely appeared in the trade shows. Because Turrican 1 is a port, essentially, from the Commodore 64 version. So it was more, I mean, people had already seen the game anyway. However, the Turrican 2 demo, if you believe what's written online, but according to the people that were at a certain German trade show back before Turrican 2 came out, Factor 5 were there and they announced that they were giving out demos of the game at the trade show, and it turned into maybe a small brawl where people were trying to fight for the very, very few copies of the Turrican 2 demo. Now, I've had a look around for the Turrican 2 demo online and I haven't really found anything that's concrete that says this is a demo. However, it appears to be on here, and it appears that the demo is legit. So, great. It gives you 99 lives and just drops you in the beginning of 1-1, and you work your way up to the big boss, the mid boss, the one that jumps up and down with spikes on the top, and then it ends. And I believe that that's the legit demo. The other thing that's got in here is this bonus game, which I want to quickly take a look at because I was super impressed by it. Okay, so this is called Super Obliteration. Now, this is in no way endorsed or made or probably even acknowledged by Factor 5, but what a cool game. Let me quickly show you what I mean. So I'm going to quickly switch it to 2 button. Now, this is very literally just an ADF from the Amiga thrown on here. This is public domain. There's a lot of public domain games. It looks like it borrowed some of the Turrican assets, but didn't use them wholesale because the sprite work is different. And I'm going to set my controls. This is the one thing that really, really blew me away. Look, in 1993, there is a twin-stick shooter for the Amiga. Like that, I mean, fair enough, Smash TV did it first. Was Total Carnage out in 93? I'm not sure, but Smash TV had definitely done it by this time. But still, twin-stick shooter on the Amiga. That's great. I'm going to do directional... Where is it? Where's directional? Directional. Okay. So this game, if you've ever played Pang, I believe in Europe it's called Pang, but I think in the US it's called Super Buster Brothers. If you've ever played that, this is kind of like that, except you can shoot in any direction and you can jump. So what you're doing here is just it's asteroids, right? So you're blowing up this thing. You've got power ups and, more importantly, power downs. So you can have weapons that give you a spreader, like Contra, or, I mean, seeing as Contra was, kind of ripped off wholesale by Turrican. I mean, you have the the multiple gun. And you have like a hold, so it holds all the... Oh my god, I'm terrible at this. There you go. Ta-da! And then you basically go through this. There are 30 levels, and they get increasingly difficult. I think the furthest I've ever been is like level 8. And I've been playing this for hours. This is so cool. So, it is hard as hell. I could have jumped over that maybe. But, you know, hindsight. So, again, it's a lot like Pang, except you can jump and shoot in any direction other than up. There you go, look, I've got my spreader now. And it's super cool. It starts introducing platforms, and so you got these power ups and power downs. Like I said, it starts introducing platforms, and the level geometry gets way more intricate than this. It, generally speaking, for a game that is on Turrican Anthology, but not part of it, and you know, it's essentially just a bonus. Like, this is a really, really cool addition, and I've had a lot of fun playing it. Mostly because I actually had this back in the day. I got this on some kind of public domain compilation, but had completely forgot about it until I found this this CD-ROM version of the Turrican Anthology. Now, I don't know what Factor 5 and Limited Run, or no, Strictly Limited are planning on doing with the Turrican Anthology. But it would be nice to have a few bonuses like this. I mean, I bought Volume 1 and 2, and I know they're doing some kind of, like, bonus games, or not bonus games, but, like, bonus modes in the various issues, which kind of sound like ROM hacks. But it would be nice if there was something like this. Something wholly different and... well, I say wholly different, but you know what I mean. Like not like Turrican. But it'd be nice if there was something similar to this. Alright, so what I'm going to do is... I did so abysmally there. What did I get? Level 4? That's terrible. So, yeah, I'm just going to restart the CD-ROM again and take a look at the main event. Okay, and we're back in. Now, I can look at any of these games, but the one I'm going to look at is quite obviously Turrican 2. The control setup, exactly the same as the Amiga 500 floppy disk version. I believe this isn't that, though. I think Turrican 1 and Turrican 2 on this anthology used the CD-TV version, I believe. But even then, they were still CD versions of the floppy disk. So, yeah, let's just get into it. I cannot wait for this game. I think it's coming out in like February or March of next year, the PlayStation 4 versions. And with any luck, they've done some work to it, because I cannot wait for that game. Like, it's not one I don't need it to feel nostalgic, because I'm literally playing it right now. But, I mean, it would be nice if, like I say, they added some more, or there was, at the very least, a jukebox mode, because, I mean, let's be honest, Turrican 2, especially, is a really great bit of Euro synth pop with a game attached. Like, even if you just look at this as a playable album, it's still worth your money. I don't know whether it's worth 35 euros before postage, unless they add something in there. Like, I would need more than a couple of filters and... I don't know, I'm going to need more than maybe a couple of filters and some customizable, you know, joypad commands. It would be nice if there was a little bit more, say, involved. But, yeah, this is really, really, really cool. I like the fact that this anthology exists, and to be honest, this is the one to beat. Like, 3 really good Turrican games, all on the same... Let's see if I can get across here, actually. Let's see if it is just the... Let's see if I can cheat. Well, it's a cheat, but also not cheat. So you go that, and then down, and up, and then down, and then up, and then down, and up, and then down, and up, and then down. Yeah, you can totally do it. So this is essentially the Amiga floppy version. Now this, in the bit of the demo, is where it ends. Which I'm going to have a look at next. I want to look at what the difference is between this and the demo. And if there are any. I know that you start with 99 lives, and... Oh, let's do a power bomb. Oh, that was poorly timed. Well done. So, I mean, all things considered, with the, you know... wow, I am abysmal. With the new intro and everything else, I mean, I'm pressing all the buttons. The other buttons don't really seem to do anything, so it is just the 2-button Amiga controller, yeah. Okay, come on. There we go. So, I mean, all things considered, you've got this new intro, you've got the CG, sort of like, tester CGI video intro, which again, is cool. It doesn't have to be on there. The fact that it is nice, though. And then you've got this, like, 3 really... Well, I say 3. I don't like Turrican 1. I'm in the minority, but I think Turrican 1 is not a very good game. I do like Turrican 3. Let's just get to the end of this level super quick. Oh. I do really like Turrican 3. I think the Mega Turrican, like its original, you know, the base program, because, I mean, the Amiga version is a port of the Mega Drive version. And I think that the Mega Turrican is a little better, although Mega Turrican doesn't have the gold armor in. Again, another reason for me buying the I'm not going to get the 1-up because I'm not going to be playing it that long. There we go. The reason I bought the PlayStation 4 versions is because I want to get the gold armor, and I believe the Amiga version of Turrican 3 is on there. And I think Mega Turrican might be on Volume 2, I'm not sure. I bought them, I'm not even sure what's in them. This game's in it, so that's all that matters to me. So let's reset this again and have a look at the demo, and see if there are any major differences in the demo. Because again, it's a nice addition, and it's really only on this compilation is where you're going to find it. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, back to the intro screen. Now what I'm going to do is hit L1, which is the reverse key, which is the left shoulder button, to start the Turrican 2 demo. Now again, like I said, when this was released at a German trade show, or when this was given out at a German trade show, there were more people that wanted it than there were copies, and it actually, depending on some accounts, ended up as kind of like a fairly ugly brawl. So, from what I can see, I mean, it looks kind of the same, other than that 99 lives. Other than that 99 lives, which is very clearly... I mean, I don't know why you would need 99 lives if it stops at the first mid-boss. But, I mean, let's have a look. I mean, to all intents and purposes, it looks kind of the same. Floor texturing might be a little bit different, but overly it looks the same. Okay, I don't think they were there. So there might be a few bits of, you know, enemy placement, which isn't necessarily the same. I normally have a laser at this point, but there we go. Don't you do it. I mean, I got 99 lives, I don't see why it would make any difference. Let's get that guy. Don't want that. Thank you very much. Where did these guys come from? Okay. There we go. Let's go down here and take these guys out. Right, let's see if I can cheat in this one. Okay, and then down. Oh, straight into that dude. Well done. Attaboy. Okay, here we go. Whoa, good. Okay, down and down. And up and down, and up and down, and you can't cheat in this version? Wait a minute, you can't cheat in the demo? So how comes you can't cheat in the demo, but you can cheat in the final game? I wonder if that 1-up's still up there. Let's go and get the 1-up. I can't wait to see this on the PlayStation 4 as well. Like, hopefully it's got, you know... Oh god, you suck. Hopefully it's got some kind of... I don't know, audio, like I want the audio to be the same, obviously, like I don't want them to mess with the audio. It would be nice if they had an arranged soundtrack on it, because Chris Hallsbeck has done this soundtrack a million different ways, once with an orchestra, once completely, you know, redone instrumentally. Yeah, there we go, there's a 1-up. I wonder if you can shoot the, because you used to get 500 points if you shot this arrow, I don't know why. Let's see if I can shoot the arrow for 5,000 points. The arrow's not there, so I can't shoot the arrow for 5,000 points. Okay, so there are some differences. I think when this game does come out, I'll do another. I might even start like a Turrican playlist and just play through all of them, showing all like the tips and tricks for getting through the game. Like you can completely skip level 2, but then you would skip the underwater section. You would skip the Great Bath. And if you skip your way through that piece of music, you're a heathen and you belong in heathen jail. Yeah, I mean, this to me looks exactly the same. Let's just get up to that boss, as soon as I can skip my way up there. Have I got infinite? No, I don't have infinite power lines. Great. Still got infinite lives though. Or did I collect one? No, I collected one, didn't I? Let's get up here. It's not much further. Yep, let's get the laser. Oh man, I've got rubbish laser. Oh, this is such a good game. If you've never played Turrican 2 before, pick up the PlayStation version. I'm assuming they're going to do a digital version at some point. You need to get it. It's an Amiga game that's clearly inspired by Metroid, clearly inspired by Contra, but I mean the physics are bang on. The music is amazing. Like I said, this is a great Euro synth album with a game attached. The level design is really cool. You've got great enemies. You've got great, like really cool bosses. You've got swimming levels. You've got an R-type level. It's just all... Wow, that was real easy. Okay. And then it fades to black. Okay, yeah, cool. What an awesome little thing to throw on there. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. What an awesome little thing. So this is the Turrican Anthology for the CD32. Now, it is available out there. I think I picked this up on archive.org. And I'm super happy that I did, mostly because it's got some really cool FMV intro little pieces like this. There's little FMV, almost like proof of concept for rendering software. It's got all 3 games on there. It's got the demo of all 3 games on there. It's got that awesome little Super Obliteration public domain game on there. And it's got the Jukebox, so you can listen to all the music. If you've got a CD32, and like me, you're a fan of Turrican, a fairly mega fan, if you can't wait, or if you just want something to do before the PlayStation version comes out next March, then why not give this a go? Or just load up WinUAE or Amiiberry and just download this and see what you think. It's really cool. Alright then, well, join me again in my my next video where I'm going to look at this same guy did this for another one of my favourite games, Flashback. Alright, cool. Peace.
Are you done? A-hole.